Mm, mm, mm. Good morning. Good morning, my patrons on Patreon and everyone else on YouTube. Today is a public edition Sunday. Cancer, moon, trine Jupiter and Pisces. Wow. Good morning. Oh, thank God I have Wonder Mug to get down. It's fine. Hi. I hope you are all well as ever. I didn't get much sleep last night. Now I wake up, check the astrological weather report. I'm like, oh, no wonder. Just a lot of spiritual, metaphysical, third eye, crown chakra stuff all night long. It was more like a series of little naps than a good night's sleep. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm here. I was up at what 6:30. I was like, all right, let's do this day. And I had plans today to meet with a friend for a little holiday cheer, a little holiday lunch at a diner, which I haven't been to a diner in a while. Was looking forward to that, but it is rainy and crappy today on Long Island, and I didn't get much sleep, so we just rescheduled it. So I've decided, should I ever have to rewrite my resume? Because when you're self-employed, what's the point? Um, to add schedule juggler. Schedule juggler. I highly recommend Google Calendar. Very easy to do. You put it in, it's like, nope, move it. Move it. It's the best for me, at least. So yeah, man, what a busy week I got ahead of me, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. I started the Path of True Love reads, the Timeless True Love reads. Yesterday I got Aries part 1 on YouTube done, and part 2 is already uploaded to Vimeo, and my patrons will be getting it later today. Remember, all of the for my subscribers know this on Patreon, but all of my subscribers get all of the extended past, present, and future. But I am thrilled to have people pay per view on Vimeo.com. I love Vimeo.com. So go check it out. I'm going to be doing Taurus today, and they're going to be going out one a day. Why? Because there are 2 videos, and instead of a series of 12, it's a series of 24, and the upload times are ridiculous. So I'm actually recording and doing all of this stuff. Like yesterday I did Aries. I got it all set up and it will post today. Today I will do Taurus, get it all done, all edited, all uploaded, and it will release tomorrow, right? To get ahead of the game, because I have to go to a funeral on Thursday for one of my friends from high school. Not the first of my friends from my high school, college era to cross, but this one was close to me, although, over the decades, you lose touch. So I'm going to be seeing a lot of my friends from that era this week, and it's bittersweet. It's the holidays. It'd be great seeing them. But, I don't know how many other witches are going to be there, but I will be at the funeral and then at the house afterwards. So just bear with me today with the schedule. I know you don't really care. My guides made it incredibly clear to me a few years ago. Nobody cares about your production schedule but you Virgo. I'm like, all right, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But hey, I'm authentic and honest about it, right? I still haven't alchemized that patterning from my energy. I gotta keep working. I never enjoyed the image of nose to a grindstone. Easier ways to exfoliate. That's why we have Biore strips, right? Rip that thing off. Nope. It's still in me though, and why? Because it's a dominant ancestral pattern on both sides of my family. Work hard. You just keep working to your last breath, and I have that. I'll claim that. I'm working on it. Because it's like, oh, I don't know, just a half inch away from the martyr. And it's not my favorite archetype, reason, season, or lifetime. Though in the gold aspect, whatever. So yeah, the Path of True Love reads are a little different. 15 cards in part 1, right, for YouTube, relatively quick. They run about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. But in the extended, since I have all of my divination systems right in front of me or next to me on the break, right, because you record one, I'm going to come upload it to the laptop clear the camera, go back. But before I start recording, I'm going to look at the spread in front of me and say, okay, which decks do the clients need, right? But I'm shooting for 15 cards in part 1, 15 cards in part 2. So at least you're getting 30 cards total. I see Virgo. I did math. Yay. Although I did it last night. I just had to remember the number, which is not necessarily math. It involves numbers, but doesn't make it math. And by the way, that's a joke. Please don't make me do math. I have a calculator on my phone like everybody else on planet Earth. So let's talk about today's astrological weather. As I said, the moon is in Cancer, which is lovely. I will leave the house today because I have to run around the corner and get like stuff for coffee for the week. Not a big deal. Lovely little market, Holbrook Commons on Patchogue Holbrook Road. I love the people there. They're really fun. Very, very friendly. But I'll probably, we'll see on the weather. I might walk. I can walk around the corner. But other than that, man, I'm going lights, camera, action, right? Let's see. I'm doing the Taurus read, so I'll be wearing something green, brown, or black, probably black. I will wear today on camera, right? And do what I love and create. And, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? Once I get them recorded, it's not necessarily free time, but it's tech time. And then, so in case you're interested, you're probably not, but you're going to hear it anyway because I'm here. What I do is I record it with the HD camera. I bring it over here. I upload it to the laptop. Once it's done uploading, I put it in the video editor software, which is great. I've been working with it since 2016, upgrading it as I go. So then that takes almost the entire length of the video itself to process, and then it's upload time to YouTube, part 1, and then part 2 to Vimeo on demand and Patreon separately, so you can see the upload times. So rather than try and make the video and then get it done right and post it the day that it's recorded, it was grinding my gears. You know what really grinds my gears? Whatever. And somebody really needs to find out, or if you already know, please explain to me, why is it that overcast days affect Wi-Fi? What is that? How should that doesn't make sense. But I'm sure somebody be like, oh yeah, water particles refracts this and that. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm going to understand what they're talking about. Yes, I would. Well, I have spirit guides that explain shit to me. What can I tell you? And, all of the dead comics, comedy writers, comedic actors, all of them apparently have joined together in called the Shecky Collective. That's what I call them. After the late, great Shecky Greene. And I don't expect everybody to know who Shecky Greene is. But when I was 6 or 7 years old, I had a close encounter with Henny Youngman. I'm not kidding. I asked my mom if it really happened or if I imagined that. She goes, no, it really happened. I took an elevator ride with Henny Youngman at Post Farm in Pennsylvania. My family was running late for dinner. I was like, I'm going to run ahead, right? Because you could then. You can't do that anymore. Run ahead. Door opens. And I knew who Henny Youngman was. I've always had a cognizance of comedic cognizance, darling. And because I knew who he was, I told him a joke. And it was a little kid joke. And he must have humored me, because how could he have not known this joke? What animal can jump higher than a house? Any animal. A house can't jump. Now, I do remember he genuinely laughed. So he was either acting, or he had never, or I told Henny Youngman a bad joke that he had never heard of before. So I think the writing's on the wall. As much as I am a deep mystic Pisces moon, and can feel as a Sigma empath the pain of the world, heal, and all that shit. With my Virgo rapier wit, thank the gods for that Mars conjunct Leo rising and that Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra. That makes me the fun one. Because you know what? I have worked with other spiritual teachers. I have studied under different spiritual teachers. And yeah, I can find truth pretty much in everything. Maybe not everything. But if I start to go like this, I'm not inspired, right? The data might be going into the subconscious mind, but it's not really touching any chakras as it goes through. It's just store it for later, which is good. The subconscious will take all that stuff in. But when I teach, I am inspired. I don't want to do it unless I'm inspired. I don't want to stick to the script so much. Bullet points and outline, absolutely. Give the Virgo sun what it needs so the Pisces moon can swim around it, and the Leo rising can laugh its ass off, and the Mercury conjunct Venus, Libra third house, can really juggle it and have fun with it and play with it and make it alliterative with a whole lot of assonance going on. What a pain in the assonance. Anyway, so yeah, today is a great creative day for me. In the sense, I'm a Pisces moon. Jupiter's in Pisces, we knew that, but it's trining, right? So whenever it's two of the same element, it could be Cancer and Scorpio. They come into that triangular thing. Then you get a grand trine when all three of them are like that, right? Perfect alignment. Really harmonious, go with the flow kind of day. And Sunday is a day of healing and success and vision and prophecy and all of that stuff too. So the astrological weather, Cancer moon says, stay home. Sagittarius sun says, let's create something on the outside. And the conjunct between Jupiter, the expander, and Pisces, strong intuitive day, but also a strong empathic day. But I would think it would be harmonious with the Cancer moon. So still, I check, like if all of a sudden I get an emotion out of nowhere, which can be triggered by something outside of me just as easily as not. Listen, I'm like, what's this? What fresh hell is this? What fresh aquatic bottom of the Mariana Trench vibe is this? And that's when I stop. I put on this ocean sound in the background, right? Oh, this has become the soundtrack of my life. Just ocean sounds for the Pisces moon just soothes the little myrrh baby in me. Myrrh baby. It sounds like a baby made of myrrh, like as then baby frankincense. Oh, look, there's a holiday line for kids. You make little action figures. Oh, here's baby myrrh. You brought the baby a balm. Anyway, yeah. So have at it today. Certainly, if you can get away from people, I would recommend it. Go within and tap into your creativity, tap into those emotions. Waning moon, shadow work would be amazing today. I'm just glad I'm not going to the mall. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to walk the dog to the mall for coffee and pick up everybody else's empathic everything, although I don't really need to leave the house to do that. Energy, the E that equals MC squared, whatever. It's a wonder, isn't it? So, that's my day and that's my week ahead of me. And I'll put out the content as best as I can. And if you are following me elsewhere on Twitter, yes, I'm still on Twitter. I will deliberate over. Once Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th of December, I will look over that. If I still want to participate in the Twitterverse, I don't know yet. I've had it forever. At Profwitch, Profwitch, professional witch, which I realize also translates into Professor Witch, but I guess if the pointed hat fits, wear it. And I am still cleaning out this head cold. I promise it's not COVID, because I had none of those symptoms. It's just runny nose and post-nasal. It's just gorgeous, really. So if you see me on camera and I'm looking all good, it's not all bubblegum and baling wire holding me together. It's not all e.l.f. finishing powder and Lancome mascara just gluing the pieces together. It's actually all the prayer and meditation and breath work that I do before every time I get on camera. Ho'oponopono, just all of that so that I can get there. And so imagine head cold, right? And, dealing with the cats and, taking messages coming in and all of this really Virgo stuff. And then, okay, it's time. Lights, camera, action. Do the breath work. Do the prayer. Do it. And then, hail, farewell, and blessed be. It is very that. It is very that. Thankfully, pizza goes a long way. Because what, you think I have creativity to make, what, a frittata after doing this all day long? Hell no, DoorDash. Hell no, DoorDash. Think they would use that as a slogan? Do you want to cook tonight? Hell no, DoorDash. Whatever. I'm sure there's a quantum version of me that is an advertising executive somewhere, and he is probably just slimy AF. So let's give thanks. In this timeline, I am the purple-haired gay witch version. Way more fun and not sleazy. As sleazy. Isn't that nice of me? I still gave myself a little wiggle room. Whatever. So, as I say in all the videos, right, my patrons get me every morning an unlisted YouTube live stream. The reason why you can't chat on this one on YouTube is because we record it first here on Patreon. My patrons know that we are doing it, so they usually don't chat, right? So they get to stay anonymous. And then once it processes a little bit, I make it public and I send it out. It's just easier. Because I used to do super chats here on YouTube, but then weird people would get in there. And I don't mean like weird people like me. That doesn't sound right. But people who would be coming in and saying like horrible things. And so I had to get moderators to like delete them or silence them or report that. Very distracting. So I stopped doing them. The gut said, don't want to do those anymore. So I don't. Could have made a lot more money. But no, I refuse to go against my gut when it comes to the work that I do in the world. Really, every part of my life, I try and really go with that. By the way, today is one of those days where somebody says, yeah, come on. So many images just popped into my head of what I could say. I'm just trying to choose wisely. Come on, let's go to the mall and get an orange Julius, because I don't think that exists anymore. Right? It can't be. It's not, and I loved Orange Julius. This isn't slander. This isn't defamation. And you know, the head goes, but the gut goes, listen to that. No. But if it goes, go for it. See what happens. Because it's really not about the Orange Julius. If something goes down at the mall there you were supposed to be there for. Maybe you're anchoring the energy. I don't know. And I am grateful for many things. One of them, that I'm no longer working retail anywhere on planet Earth, let alone at the holidays. I did my time. Woo! I did my time. Never folded sweaters or did food service. So I've been a witch this whole life. And if somebody was rude to me, I would hex their minestrone. Something a little extra in the minestrone today. By the time they walk out, it's like the feather scene from Black Swan. Natalie Portman fucking sprouting feathers. Bitch done grew wings. That's all I could say. That freaked me out so badly. Ugh, I still get the heebie-jeebies from that. Anyway, so this is what we do on Patreon every morning. Except usually it's one of my friends from high school who's on Patreon chat with me. And let's see, at this point it's Seeker, Human Hero, Angel, Witch, Immortal, Mystic, God, Goddess, my 8 levels of subscription. But most people watch them back later in the day. Why? Because they're smart. They're still in bed on a Sunday. They're still sleeping. But not me. Why? Because muggles work from sun to sun, but this witch's work is never done. Inner, outer, upper, lower world, whatever. He's a wonder. It's a wonder, isn't it? Coffee's friggin' delicious. So, as I say on the videos, the readings, don't worry, I have pants on. See, look, I match. I'm doing gray with the Emporio Armani bathrobe. That was a gift. It was a gift. Forever. We're going to do the little prayer, a little blessing to send us on our way. And you could probably feel the vibe. It is my favorite way to start my day. And if you want to come play, oh geez, the gods are in the room. Well, they always are. Come play Tron on Patreon. I love it. And I always throw in there, if you're a creative type, it gave me a new lease on life. It really did. Creative life. Because if you are an artist and you have no way of putting your art out into the world, monetizable or otherwise, you know what a torture that can be, to have all that creativity inside of you but no way to send it out into the world, right? Whether it's cookies or poetry or whatever your art is, your creativity is, I highly recommend Patreon. I think it's a wonderful thing, and may the gods bless Patreon, because Patreon seems to be blessing the gods in return, at least in my little corner of the universe, my corner of the garden. How Course in Miracles will be. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. I call to our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, our masters, our teachers, our gods, our goddesses, our saints, our angels, our totems, our ancestors, and our higher selves, all the way back to the divine singularity, the Tao without name, the pregnant void, the mother of all, source, call it what we will, to surround each and every one of us this day in a force field of light, containing and protecting our energy field, so that no matter where we go, whether we leave the house or not, no matter what our interactions are, we can know, even if it's just watching TV or, our cell phones or whatever, or devices, that all information and energy that exchanges does so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. Physical energy, emotional energy, mental energy, spiritual energy, empathic stuff with that trine. It could be a great day for healing. Sunday is also a day of healing. Just think Apollo Day. Sounds like a good name, actually. Name for a band, too. So that we may have the best day that we've ever had, but not the best day that we'll ever have. And best being what's best for us, what's best for this world, and us, not just individually. Because for some people, I'm sure they're going to feel like, what's the best for me today? Burn down the village, or with all that water energy, submerge the village. No. That we may be the best that we can be. Fulfill our roles, our sacred contracts, whatever we're, supposed to do today, contracted to do today, all the interactions, inner and outer, with other people, with our creativity, and all that. But should we find ourselves suddenly desperately treading emotional water, that we can hopefully remember in the moment, stop for a second, take a breath, get in the still point, and know the chances of what we are feeling being amplified by whoever else is feeling that on planet Earth, then we're not alone in it. And that we can contribute and heal. Maybe saying something as simple as, I allow any of these energies that are not inherently mine to be released from my energy field, return to their source of origin, transmuted completely and healed to completion now, which is from Matt Kahn, probably what's that called? An extrapolation of, a version of, or maybe it is verbatim, I don't know. So that we may have the best day that we can have today, be the best that we can be, fulfill our sacred contracts, our role in the ineffable great plan. It's better than anything we can imagine or conceive. So that when our head hits the pillow tonight, we'll know we did our best. Here, we'll know we did our best because we asked. And then the ego will pick that apart, and that's okay too. Because today is a day of healing, and we can let the lead have its voice without driving the bus. So may we be blessed with all that we need today, with every inhale and every exhale, taking in what we need, releasing what we don't, and moving forward on the path, even if it's millimeter by millimeter, even if it's a teeny tiny little shift on the inside, considering the unity of quantum all of that, the quantum unity of it all, then that little teeny tiny little shift on the inside for us could make a big difference in this world. The butterfly wing. Interesting times. Terry Pratchett, right? The quantum butterfly. Little, all right, I'll try and forgive it someday. Changes something, alchemizes something in the world, and I'm going to take a nap. That's the guidance. And as we do that, the nervous system of the world relaxes a little bit. So though we may not understand it, we're probably going to feel it. So may we avoid human reason and instead ask for divine purpose, which we will eventually see once the storms have passed. Location, 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 perspective, perspective, perspective. And on a personal note, you know what's on the checklist better than I do. You know the invisible things on the checklist, which I don't know about. So take me by the hand, walk me through it, step by step, moment by moment. And if we could enjoy the day as well, that would be wonderful. And may the readings that I do today be the very best that they can be, and the very blessed that they can be, encoded with the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power you sent me here to do, particularly the path that true love reads. Because true love is the truth of who we are. Truth, love, choose. Little by little, step by step on the hero's journey. Alchemizing shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, fear to love. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So it is. There you go. 26 minutes, almost 27 minutes. I am a morning talk show. Half hour. You know, I don't do this for an hour. You don't want me to do this for an hour. But, you know, maybe someday I'll have, well, my college roommate's coming to visit. In January, we're going to go on a little Long Island excursion. So maybe I will have a guest star. Guest stars coming in over the next year. That could be cool, huh? Let's see. Well, aside from my cats, you know, feline intervention is always welcome. Just not when I'm doing the readings over in the dining room anyway. So have a wonderful day. What's going on with my hair? We'll fix that. Have a good one. I love you. Thank you, my patrons. Your love and your support. I'm truly grateful and truly thankful. And for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you as well. The subscriptions just help other people find my work. The likes, you know, you hit the thumbs up, just helps more people find it. I'm not in control of the algorithm. You are. One thumbs up at a time. Forgive Mark. Forgive me. I have Fonzarelli syndrome. I love you. Have a really, really good day. No, it didn't make the couch play music. Just thought I'd give it a shot. Boy, only some of you are going to get that. I love you. Have a good one. Mwah. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be. Bye.